I'm Malia White, real-life bosun and cast member on Bravo's Below Deck Med. Working in my industry can be very interesting. These are my stories. As you'll find out, my world is a total ship show.
Welcome back to Total Ship Show. I'm Malia White.
I'm Amanda Logan.
And today we have a very fun fan questions episode for you guys. We've got some fans from all over the place that have called in with their favorite questions.
Yes, I am excited. We're going to have actual people instead of just me reading off of a,
Yeah,
a screen. So we're really, really excited.
Yeah. So our first guest today is Dave.
Hi, Dave.
How's it going?
Hey, Dave, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Awesome.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Where are you calling in from, Dave?
I am from Michigan.
Michigan.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Is it cold, warm?
It's not too bad. We're getting closer to beach weather. I'm on the west side of the state, so we've got the beaches. So we're ready for it to warm up a little bit.
Nice.
Are you guys getting a storm this week like Colorado is?
I don't think so. I hope not.
Stop reminding me.
I know.
I'm not sure.
Awesome. Well, what is your question?
So my question's more about kind of the after party after the charter's over and you guys are all on the boat, partying and drinking. Where does the booze come from? Is that something you guys have to buy as the crew, or is that like left over from the previous charter, like everything that they didn't drink?
We steal it.
Yeah, they steal it from other boats.
No, I'm kidding. So this one's kind of a mixed one. So when we're filming, the booze is kind of supplied, I guess is a way to say it. And then when we're not filming, when we're on an actual yacht, like working, that booze isn't just given to us, and we can't just take what's given after a charter unless they've said we can have it. So we have like an allowance for crew to have booze, but every boat is different. So some boats don't allow crew to drink like you see. It's actually not very common at all for crew to be drinking on the ship itself. That's more so for the show, and because of COVID, we couldn't go anywhere else while we were filming. So we had a lot of partying on board, which in my actual job, we wouldn't ever party in the main salon. We'd get fired. We'd get fired very quickly. And if we were drinking the boss's alcohol, we'd also get fired. And so every boat's different. Some boats have an alcohol budget for crew, some don't. Some are completely dry. Some you can, drink what's left over from a charter. It's all dependent on the boat and the captain.
Cool. Interesting. Yeah, we've always wondered that. So
yeah.
Thank you.
The show's a little different because obviously they want us to get boozed and party in the main salon.
I want to see Malia twerking on a lazy Susan.
That's how you get the juicy TV.
And I did do that, so good job on them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Cool. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Now we've got Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
So I am currently in Vegas for my birthday, but I actually live right outside of Denver.
Oh, nice. We're in Colorado.
I'm out in Lakewood, so it's
perfect.
like a little suburb of Denver.
Lakewood up to no good.
That's awesome.
Are you in
birthday.
Vegas for your birthday? What birthday? Is it not your 21st?
It is my 21st. So I turned 21 last Sunday.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Have so much fun. Well, yeah.
Thank you.
Stay alive.
Yeah. That's awesome. What's your question?
So I'm actually, in July, I'm going to go and get my STCW to become a deckhand.
Woo!
Thankfully, part of you is because of this, Malia, because
cool.
I never saw a female become a deckhand and then become a bosun, and then it was just really interesting for me. So I'm curious of what can I expect?
Yeah, what can
becoming
you expect?
a deckhand and going into this industry.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations, because it's scary kind of changing, and just trying something completely different. Where are you going for your STCW? Florida?
Yeah.
Are you going to MPT?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, awesome. So what you can expect is the STCW is, first off, just like a basic survival at sea course, but that's going to be your foundation for the rest of your career. So that's going to be all your basic training, kind of what it's like to be on board. And then from there, what you'll want to do is kind of go out and just meet as many, well, first off, while you're in school, try to network with people, because a lot of your first job is going to be who you know. But then from there, you can go and walk the docks and kind of get to know people, go to the like yachty hotspots in Fort Lauderdale, kind of get to know people that are working on the boats. And then it's just getting your CV out there. But honestly, getting your first job in yachting is the hardest. But then once you get that, from there, it's super easy. You know, my first job, I had to be a deck stew. Didn't have to be, but it was easier for me to get a job as a deck stew on a smaller boat. And then once I kind of learned the ropes as a deckhand a bit more, then I was like, yeah, I just want to be a deckhand. So then I just went the deck route.
For sure.
Yeah, and if you can get like your powerboat level 1 or 2 right away, and any time that you can spend learning new knots and kind of just, I guess, sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I guess my best advice is to just go in it with like, you know, an open mind and be a sponge, absorb as much as you can.
Definitely. Thank you.
But your
That's
STs,
awesome.
yeah, that's super exciting. It's actually, I'm such a nerd and I love the STCW because it's all about like survival. I'm like, I can't wait to get like stuck at sea now so I can survive.
Yeah,
But,
don't do that though.
Yeah, but
No, I don't
congratulations.
plan to, but I mean, I'd be prepared if I did.
Yeah, and you're gonna love it. Like as soon as you find that first boat, and they'll teach you the ropes, and you know, okay, my other piece of advice is just enjoy being a junior deckhand. It is the most fun on deck. Like you have so much fun because you don't have all the responsibilities yet of being, you know, an officer or bosun and having to worry about stuff. So just have fun. Like you're gonna get to ride jet skis and go sea bobbing, and you're gonna go travel all over the place. So just enjoy it.
That's what I'm excited for, the traveling part of everything.
Yeah, good luck. And if you ever see me out in Fort Lauderdale, just let me know. I go to MPT
Will do.
for all
Thank
my courses. They're amazing. So tell the office ladies I say hi.
I will.
Congratulations and happy birthday,
Yeah,
Jessica.
happy birthday. Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is so
It's
awesome.
such a like terrifying time to be
Yeah.
going to do your STCW, but like she's gonna love it.
That's so great, and get more Colorado girls out there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh
That's
yeah, I didn't even think
perfect.
about that. Mountain
Yeah.
Babes joining
Yep.
the ocean team.
I love it.
Yes.
All right, now we have Natalie. Hi, Natalie.
Hello.
How
Hey.
are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are y'all?
We're good. Where are you
Good.
calling him from?
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Oh, awesome.
Whoa, nice.
That's perfect.
I'll be out kind of that way. I'll be out in Iceland soon, so kind of in the same area.
Oh, nice. Are you seeing the Northern Lights?
I've got family that lives in Reykjavik, so I go out there quite often. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm. How's Scotland right now? Nice weather?
Oh, yeah, it was very nice today, about 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nice.
So it's not as cold and cloudy as typical.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I was born in Florida, but my mom, Melbourne Beach,
Yeah, okay, nice.
and my mom is from Scotland, so that's where my dual citizenship came from.
Oh, that's
good
very
for
cool. I was
you.
gonna say, you don't
That's
sound too Scottish, but okay, that's very cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.
What
What's
part
your
of Florida
question?
are you from?
I'm not actually from Florida. I'm from Oregon, but because of yachting, I'm in Fort Lauderdale a lot. Yeah.
Okay,
But
cool.
I think Bobby and them are from Melbourne. I've heard of it. Yeah, it's up north, right? A little bit. I don't know.
Don't ask me
Geography's
about
not my strong
geography.
point.
No, you're right. It's more north than Miami and Tampa.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What's your question for us today?
So I work with a company that ensures water safety, from testing pollution levels to preventing drowning. There's a lot of practices that I wasn't always aware of. So my question for you is, what are some steps that vessels take to ensure that they and guests are not polluting the environment where they're visiting?
Yeah, great question. For the yachting industry, well, actually the whole maritime industry as a whole, we have very strict guidelines that we have to abide by, which are set in place by the IMO, which is our International Maritime Organization. And basically that means, you know, as far as like wastewater, you can't just dispose of waste anywhere. So you have to be a certain distance offshore. And when I say waste, I mean like black water, so your sewage. And it has to be treated to a certain extent before it can be discharged. So we have extremely strict restrictions in that sense of any sort of thing that can go off the vessel. So any sort of like sewage, garbage, food, anything that is produced on the vessel and then would be taken off, we have really strict guidelines that we have to follow. And if there's any accidents at sea, as far as pollution, we have accident plans in place. So like Oil Pollution Prevention Act, we have all these things in place that if something were to go wrong, we know exactly what to do and how to correct it. And then on a more guest side of things, for example, my boat, we don't use any plastic water bottles. We only use reusable water bottles to help reduce the amount of garbage that we are producing on board.
Nice.
Yeah. And we use bamboo straws, and we kind of try to stick to the more eco-friendly things. So eco-friendly products on deck, eco-friendly sunscreens, all that sort of thing. So we're trying to kind of, balance out the carbon footprint.
That's great. Do you think that the situation on Below Deck Down Under, when the trash was left and it collected maggots, do you think that affected the ecosystem there, or where they were currently anchored?
So I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it yet because I've been really busy. But I'm guessing if the trash was left. So there's a couple things. The size of the vessel. So for instance, I'm on a bigger boat. So my vessel is required by law to have a garbage refrigerator. So to prevent causing maggots or for the trash to be going off. But I'm guessing they left it a little too long and there were maggots and then they brought it to shore. Is that what happened? Yeah.
Yes.
So in that case, they should be getting permission from the local authorities, which I'm guessing that they did, to bring the garbage ashore, and they have a plan to dispose of that. So hopefully it didn't impact the ecosystem too much, but that is something we have to think about as we're world cruising, right? Because when we go to these fragile ecosystems, we've got to be careful of how much garbage we're actually bringing ashore. So for example, in the Galapagos, you can't dispose of any garbage ashore.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's certain areas that if they don't have a means to keep up with the garbage that we're disposing of, they just won't accept it. So you have to plan ahead for that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but it is a very interesting side of the industry, and it's one of those things that if you're on a good boat and a good program, you stay on top of that and you do your research before cruising to those areas and make sure you're not impacting the local ecosystems and cultures, for that matter, in a negative way.
Awesome. Thanks, Natalie. That was a great question.
Yeah, I love the eco side of things. I should have also mentioned that that does also bring a lot of money into local areas, is garbage. When they help us with the garbage and getting all the garbage and stuff off, it brings a lot of money to the ports and to the,
Awesome. All right. We've got Claire. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire.
Hello.
Looks like you're in the car.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I am in the car. I'm good. I have terrible Wi-Fi at my work, so I decided I'd come out into the car where it's nice and windy in Colorado, and that storm front is blowing in for some snow.
Oh,
another
just
Colorado fan.
Another Colorado fan.
We love some late season snow here in Colorado.
Yeah.
What can you say?
Can't wait.
I love it. Awesome.
I have a two-part question.
Okay.
And one is for Malia and one is for Amanda.
Yay.
So my question for Malia is, what has it been like dealing with fame? And then my question for Amanda is, has fame changed Malia in any types of ways?
Oh, God.
She's a monster. Just kidding.
Good question. It's been so strange because I'm from a really small town in Pleasant Hill, Oregon. And so I just didn't really understand it at first when people were like, oh my God, you're Malia from Below Deck. I was just kind of like, what's happening?
But you were loving it when you'd come to Colorado and be like, okay, I have to take selfies.
Oh my God.
This was when you first did it.
It's both. Well, I guess what Amanda's saying is it can be quite exciting, but then in other times it can be quite exhausting. Especially reading articles that are maybe just absolute garbage, and you're like, that never happened, or that's not how that happened. It can be hard to try to defend yourself in the public when before nobody knew or cared who you were. And now they're like, you're wearing that and you're dating him, and I'm like, get off my case.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has its ups and downs.
Yeah. I think that it's changed Malia, but in a really positive way. I think that going to college with her, you know, she always had all the boys chasing her, and
Oh my
you know,
God.
it's true, and was just doing her own thing, but just very carefree. And I think if anything, it's just made, like, she's kind of been forced to slow down a little bit, if that makes sense. Like, I actually think it's changed her in like a really positive way. Like, you have to grow up when you're in the public eye, even if it is just a little bit, you know. So I think that
Sure.
it forced her to be like, okay, all right, now I'm not in college anymore, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I have to like think about my actions and grow
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Yeah. But that's a great question, Claire. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Claire. Enjoy Colorado and the snow.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right, and then we've got Jamie. Hi,
Hello,
Jamie.
hello.
Hi, Jamie.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Happy to be here.
Where are you
Awesome.
calling in from?
I'm also in Colorado. I'm up in the Vail Valley.
Vale.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes,
Super nice.
nowhere close to the ocean. So always learn a lot from you, Malia.
Watching the show. Nice.
All right. So my question, I mean, both of you can answer this, but I think Malia might have, some interesting stories here. I'm curious about like what your favorite or most interesting like animal interaction at sea has been.
That's a good question.
Oh, that's a great question. And I have so many. But okay, so my most recent interaction is I just dove with great hammerhead sharks in Bimini. Jake and I went on a dive, and I thought I loved all sharks equally, but now I'm like, I don't know, the great hammerhead is now my favorite shark. Just they're these giant, they have these massive fins, and they're huge, and they're just so docile and beautiful. And they were just all over. I was like, yes, this is amazing.
That's awesome.
Other than that, I've a wild encounter. I've had a wild encounter with a whale shark that was pretty epic, like in Hawaii. Our captain thought there was like a pineapple floating by, and he's like, oh, there's just like a pineapple, a coconut. And we look down, and there's just this massive whale shark under the surface, and we all jump in and swim with it. And I was like, yeah, I can die happy now.
Yeah. What about the time where the little Finding Nemo fish bit you, and you just
Oh
turned
my
around
God.
and flipped him off?
Yeah, we were scuba diving in Bali, and I was trying to help my friend with her regulator, and I'm like helping my friend. Out of the corner of my eye, I just see this little like clownfish swimming aggressively at me, and I was like, "What? It's like this big. It's like an inch." And I'm like, "What?" And I like put my I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I put my hand out, and this little fish bites my finger. So I just flipped it off. I was like, "Go back to your anemone."
Did you even feel it?
Yeah, it hurt like hell. I had a little bite mark on my finger, and I like flipped it off. I was like, "Go back to your anemone." No wonder no one's looking for you, Nemo.
That is so funny.
Your little dick.
Man, I don't know. I
Anyways.
don't have any like crazy stories at sea, really. Like, I mean, I love snorkeling. So anytime that I can snorkel with fish and with sea turtles and
Didn't you do the rays?
yeah. I did
great.
the manta rays in Hawaii, and that was amazing. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, any time that I can be in the water with animals is amazing. But yeah, like most of my animal encounters are much more like Colorado, you know, like coming out of a bathroom and seeing a bear like right next to me, kind of like wiggling its butt up the hill, and having one of, you know, my dad's dogs barking at it. And
Or your
I'm just,
cats.
yeah, I mean, I get animal interactions all the time with my cats. So
Yeah,
there's that,
not the
but
same.
what
A
about
little
you,
different
Jamie?
from, hammerhead sharks, though.
That is cool, right?
Yeah.
Jamie, do you have any wild experiences in the ocean or with any other animals?
You know, I don't know that I have any in the ocean. I'm pretty scared of the ocean, to be honest. I've gone scuba diving once, and I don't know if I would do it again. It was kind of scary. It was kind of scary for me personally. I don't know. It just like brings up that anxiety. But
Where did you go?
I don't know. Probably my favorite story was this sort of sounds fake, but I had a little bit of a Snow White moment growing up once, where I was walking my dog, and then my cat came and walked home with us, and then a deer followed us all the way to our front door. It was
Oh my
it was really cute, just having all the animals around.
That's such
awesome.
Colorado life for you, though. Like
Yeah.
the bear, the deer, the dogs,
Yeah,
cats.
that's so awesome. Where did you go scuba diving?
In Australia, in the Great Barrier Reef.
Wow.
Oh, see, I haven't dove the Great Barrier Reef yet. I really want to.
Yeah, it was really cool. I wish I remembered more. It was when I was studying abroad in college, so my memories are a little
blurry.
lost
Well,
there.
you're gonna have to
from
give it
that
another
time.
go.
Yeah, have to try again.
That's
Everyone's
awesome.
college memories
Yeah.
are just blurred.
Thank you so much, Jamie, for your
Thanks,
question.
Jamie.
That was a great one.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. All right.
Well, those are fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's-
You got some energy for a couple more?
Yeah, bring
All
them
right.
on.
Ooh, what's your favorite knot?
The one I can tie quickly. I don't know.
That question was from M. Mart. What's your favorite knot? That's a funny question.
That's kinky. No, I'm just kidding.
The ones around her wrist.
The handcuff knot? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Mom. No, I would say maybe the bowline.
I don't know.
That's totally a lie. I don't have a favorite knot, so.
Okay, so from Miller Joshua Lee. Do you share a room with people on different shift patterns? And if so, doesn't it wake you up?
Yes, we do. So actually, currently, Katie and I share a cabin. And so deck crew kind of have more of a set shift. Like, I know my hours when I'm going to be up in the bridge, when I'm going to be on deck. And then for, like, example, the stews, or Katie being the chief stewardess, she has to stay up until the last guest goes to bed, or one of the stews does. So, yeah, you can have very different hours, and you just have to be, so like, for example, if I know that I'm going to be getting up before Katie, which I usually always am, and she'll be exhausted, I have to set my uniform in the bathroom the night, like before I go to bed. So I set out my uniform, I quickly get into the bathroom, you don't turn any lights on, you get changed, get ready, try to remember to grab everything that you might need and go, so you're not going in and out of the cabin all the time.
Wow, yeah, that'd be hard. Do you guys wear like the night masks to help with
I actually
if you have to
one,
turn
yeah.
the light on? Because that, like, I just remember in college having roommates, that was so helpful. I'd be like, you can turn the light on because I have my mask on, so I don't see anything.
Yeah, and like, for example, like my bunk, I'm on the top bunk and I have the porthole. So what I'll do is, like, if I know I'm gonna be getting up before Katie, I'll make sure I close my curtain behind me so that she isn't woken up by the light that comes in through the porthole.
Gotcha.
So we have like little curtains, so like I can close the curtain on my bunk and she can close it on hers, and then the light for the bathrooms on the inside, so you can get ready, turn the light off, and then go out for the day.
Yeah.
But it can be pretty disruptive if your roommate's like on lates or something, and they're not gonna be up for most of the day, and you have to go to the bathroom. Like, you got to go in and out of your cabin.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm sure it's your smells that wake Katie up more than anything else.
probably. I use poopery.
Okay, awesome. So from McLean 351, do you ever get seasick?
Sometimes. I don't really get seasick at sea in like bad weather. I would say I more get seasick when I'm like fishing and drinking, like when I've been drinking heavily and I'm on a fishing boat that's like rocking around all the time. Not so much on the bigger yachts. I mean, with that being said, there have been days where I've been seasick on board the yacht because of the crazy weather.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So from Mel Mitch 89, what's the craziest thing that you've witnessed on a boat?
That's a tough question, because like the craziest thing is being like the most wild. I'm like, maybe like some of the parties that I've seen,
Yeah.
craziest being like requests by charter guests that I've seen. Like, like I've mentioned before other times, like I think it's just still crazy to me that we can get things for these people like all over the world, or at the drop of a dime or whatever, like it's the requests that are crazy.
Yeah.
Or some of the parties or the guests.
Yeah.
That's the crazy stuff. Or
Right.
just the lifestyle in general, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So from Mir the Vanderveen, what is your biggest regret career-wise?
Joining yachting. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My biggest regret career-wise, I don't know. I guess, like I always say, like, had I known about yachting earlier, I would have joined it earlier. What's my biggest regret since I've been in yachting is probably, I don't know, not starting my Officer of the Watch certificates as like sooner.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that question to me, like, I'm always like, I don't think, when it comes to your career, unless you like really majorly screw something up, like you learn from everything, like you learn as a person, you grow, you take something away from it. Like, I don't know, whenever I take a risk or something, especially in my career, I never regret it, ever.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said there, like, have there been decisions that I've made that I regret? Yeah, 100%, but I've learned from them. So it's not, I wouldn't change it,
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I've learned a lesson from those. I've grown up while I've the world has watched me grow up in the last 3 seasons of Below Deck.
Yeah.
They've seen me make some bad decisions. They've seen me be a fool. They've seen me grow up into a bosun's role. So,
for sure. Yeah. All right, we'll ask one more. This is a good one. So from Jess Diedericks, where does the camera crew sleep and live while filming?
The camera crew will stay on a different boat. So there's kind of a support vessel, and they stay on board all day to film, and then at night they go onto the support vessel.
Oh, okay.
And that's where they sleep, or they get shuttled back to their hotel rooms.
From Altinaibolmonti. I don't think I said that right. Why do you prefer working on a yacht instead of being a dive instructor? I don't know.
I wouldn't say that I prefer that. I am a dive instructor still. I get to be a dive instructor on the yacht, so I get the best of both worlds. So yeah, I'm still a dive instructor, and I still actively teach scuba diving on board. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
my cat.
They're gonna
sneezes,
witness
sorry.
one of her sneezing attacks. Wow, only 2. I think that's a record for the shortest number. All right, so from Rihanna BWM, which episode
Rihanna's a fan.
What?
Rihanna is a fan. Just kidding.
We wish. Which episode of Total Ship Show is the most interesting to you, and what topic?
Oh, this is tough. So season 2, we actually have a lot of interesting topics in my mind. We are going to be covering a lot more than just my fellow Below Deck castmates. So we're going to be covering the commercial realm of this industry, the cruise ship side. We're going to be speaking to some survivors of some maritime accidents and incidents at sea. And that's kind of why we wanted to start this podcast, is to show those other sides of this industry and kind of give you a glimpse of what life is like behind the cameras, what actually happens while we're out at sea. So that's what's exciting to me, is to show you guys that side of things.
Yeah. Awesome.
And we've got some really cool people.
Oh yeah, this season so far has been amazing, and what's coming up will be amazing. Yeah.
I've learned so much this, from Ted, already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, from Taylor Vaughn, can you teach us some nautical boat vocab? I feel like there are often words I don't know.
Same.
Yes, Taylor. I also try to slow her down a little bit. I think that's a hard thing, because it has its own language, and so I'm like, okay, what does this mean? What do I keep asking you? The one word.
Which one?
That I keep asking you when the boat flips.
Oh, capsizing.
I'm like, what is capsizing? I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, some yachty language. You hear us use port and starboard, that's left and right, bow, stern. The galley is the kitchen, because we don't say kitchen on a yacht. The head is the bathroom, because you don't say bathroom, so you say I'm going to the head, going to the galley. I don't know, what else? Because I guess for me, we just use it so much, so it's
don't ask me.
That you have I just said porthole, which our porthole is essentially the window in our cabin, a porthole. It's hard to do it on the spot. A tender is the little boat that we use. It doesn't have to be little, it can be big. We've got both. We got really nice tenders, but a tender is kind of the boat that we use to shuttle guests ashore from the yacht and back. Epaulets are our dress uniform, so that's the stripes you see on our shoulders. So you'll wear so when we say get in your epaulets, that means get into your dress uniform for the night.
Yeah.
Crew mess is the hall, the food hall, basically, where we all get to eat and we hang out. Crew mess, yeah.
Yeah, that's something I didn't know.
I think of I think it's very military, mess hall, So we have a crew mess. Cabins, that's where we sleep and stay, our cabins. Yeah, those are some fun ones, I think.
Yeah, that's helpful for me, for sure.
A bowline is a knot, if we're saying, get out on deck, we're just asking everyone to come out outside.
Yeah.
Mustering, so if you have to muster, that's where everyone needs to meet in one place because there's an emergency on board. So you'll see that a lot when you go on a cruise ship or any boat, it'll say this is your muster station. That's important to listen to.
Nice. All right, yeah, that's a good question. So from Isabella Grunbeck, when are your green screen interviews filmed, during the season or after, and what's the process?
So green screens happen both times. They happen both while filming and then after. And basically that's just so, crew are telling their recount of the story or the incident as it goes, as it's happening. So you'll get green screens during the season, and then you'll redo those green screens later on.
All right, awesome. Thank you so
Was
much,
that everything?
everyone. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that was great. We had some really awesome questions. Thank you guys so much for popping on and for sending your questions into Malia.
Yeah, it's cool to see what interests people, like what side of like the show and of the industry is really starting to interest people. Jessica doing her STCW,
So
and like
awesome.
someone who's actually watched the show and is now switching careers and going to be in yachting. Like that's the stuff I love. So thank you guys. Good luck to Jessica and happy birthday, and thanks to everyone who tuned in. This is gonna be an awesome season of Total Ship Show shows.
Awesome.
Stay tuned. You can follow our social media, and there's some Total Ship Show merchandise that you can buy and support us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all.